We are starting in just a second. I'm trying to find my headphone cable. Okay, so welcome, welcome to Star Trek Deep. Why is the game not visible? Come on. I tested this before I. This was working earlier. How can it? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. It's working. Sorry about that. Okay, so welcome to Star Trek Deep Space Nine Harbinger, and welcome to Star Trek September, which I realized after the fact that I really should just call it Trektember, shouldn't I? Well, it's too late now. I've already done several things in the name of Star Trek September. And the reason it's Star Trek September is, of course, on September 8th, Star Trek is celebrating 55 years. So, I'm going to be playing some Star Trek games this month, and we're starting with Harbinger, which is an interesting one because this is a 1995 Myst clone. It's a first-person point-and-click adventure with voice acting, and also no settings from what I can tell, which is odd because it means I can't really change the volume of the game. So I'm hoping the volume of the game is going to be fine. I'm going to be quiet here at the start because there's a lot of voice acting just at the start of the game. So yeah, let's just get moving.
Personal log, Envoy Bannock. Stardate 48987.7. My assignment on Denivia is at last complete. I suppose it went well enough, but then again, not much can go wrong when all you're asked to do is attend formal dinners and smile graciously. Still, the Denivian Treaty will be a great help to the Federation's interest in the Gamma Quadrant. I've been recalled to Deep Space Nine to assist Ambassador Carrig with a top priority assignment.
Approaching wormhole. Dropping out of warp.
Computer, continue 1/4 impulse. Carrig didn't give much background, but he did ask for me personally. Strange. I always got the feeling he didn't think much of my abilities. Who knows, maybe this will be the assignment that changes his mind about me. I just hope I can impress the great Carrig with my... Computer, Shields up. Evasive maneuvers. Damage report.
Disruptor hits. Reports nacelle damage.
Identify attacker.
Craft does not conform to any known configuration.
Cut impulse. Heading change 180 Mark 0. Full reverse impulse. Now. Computer, reverse angle on viewer. Where the hell is that wormhole?
The wormhole is approximately...
I see it. We're going to... Damn!
Vertical stabilizers offline. Inertial damages critical. Navigational shield failure imminent.
Reroute all available power to shields. Now what?
We have entered an active plasma storm.
Will shields hold?
Course change recommended.
Computer, I need impulse control.
Control circuit non-operational. Unable to comply with request.
Great.
Unidentified craft. Course headed for a collision.
Deep Space Nine, this is Envoy Bannock. I have an emergency situation here.
Can you hear me? Craft. I've got the ship's transponder. It's the Orinoco Envoy Bannock ship. The fuck is the meaning of the plasma?
Envoy Bannock, can you read?
Yes, Deep Space Nine. I can read you.
Comms are out. Stable. He's completely out of control. And he's got a fractured plasma conduit. When any second.
Computer, create a containment field for the damaged plasma conduit.
Unable to comply with request.
Get a lock on the beam out there. Now.
Trying. The plasma storm is not the storm. The core plasma coil is loose.
Computer, vent plasma.
Doesn't he vent the plasma?
I'm trying.
Unable to comply with request. He's heading right to their docking. Quick, reverse tractor beam. Slow down the approach and stabilize the ship. The controlled crash. I'm on it.
Computer, cut power to the engines.
Irrevocably cut power. Unable to...
You know, I'm getting very tired of hearing that.
Orinoco, you can read. We're headed to the outer docking. We're going to try and bring you in safely.
Initiating graviton emitter.
Let's hope the hull can take it.
Hull integrity at got him. Docking 15 seconds. Slowing. 100% maximum docking speed. 12 seconds. 180. 170. It'll be a rough dock. 140.
Too fast. 140's too fast.
7.
Recommendations?
4.
Computer?
3.
Computer!
2. Brace for impact.
I bet they thought that intro was really impressive. And yeah, very unfortunate studio name, Stormfront. It's an American studio. But yeah. We're gonna get the full DS9 intro. In glorious, tiny picture mode. Oh. If only we could watch all of DS9 in this quality. So yeah, I was gonna get to this. The voice cast is all the original actors. I don't know who plays the player character though. Like all the DS9 actors are back, but I read the list of the actors and they didn't list the actual main character. Like, I'm guessing it's one of those two. Mark Keller, maybe? But it doesn't say, so... who knows? I'm going to lower the game audio just a little bit. There we go. I always love when old games do these kind of intros because you can tell how proud they are that they're able to replicate, in this case, a TV show, or Star Wars games always doing the opening crawl.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it. Then what are you waiting for? Right away, sir. Faster would be better, Ensign. I can't, sir. We don't want to... That's enough. But, sir, stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through.
Oh, there's Odo.
You're alive. Good. Odo to Cisco.
Go ahead.
I'm on board the Orinoco, Captain. The automatic safety systems have failed.
Envoy Bannock?
Appears uninjured. I'm initiating emergency shutdown procedures.
Hurry, Constable. You've got 8 minutes before the IPS overloads. I don't want any more fireworks today.
Neither do I, Captain. Odo out. Envoy, if you're able to stand, I could use your help. The damage from the storm must have fractured a plasma conduit. We've got to shut down the main power relay before it overloads and floods this compartment with radiation.
Okay. Not storm damage. Yeah, our failure happened before we reached the plasma storm, right?
The damage to the ship? It wasn't the plasma storm.
Not the plasma storm? Then... whatever caused it, we've got to shut these systems down now.
How can I help you?
I think I can realign the plasma coil from here if you can repair the damage to the main propulsion grid.
How should I access the grid?
To your left, you'll see a panel marked Main Propulsion. There should be an alert flashing. You'll need to get inside the panel to vent off the plasma and replace the damaged chips.
Okay, I'll find it.
Okay.
Warning. Uncontained plasma in conduit B.
Oh, so I need to replace these. I don't... Well, none of those seem to match. Can I rotate them, maybe?
Recommended action. Vent plasma.
Oh, vent plasma first. Okay. This is obviously some kind of sliding puzzle.
Plasma conduit sealed.
Okay, yeah, now I can move things. Let's see. That one should be mirrored if it's gonna go there. But I think...
Plasma injectors offline.
Wait, where did it go?
Plasma injectors offline. Plasma injectors back online.
This is a very complicated way of doing a repair.
Reactant injectors offline.
So, like... Okay, so I can't move it.
Reactant injectors back online. Monitoring systems offline. Monitoring systems back online. Automatic safety systems back online. Shutdown completed.
That puzzle was strange.
I did it! Shutdown completed.
Odo to Cisco. It seems your envoy knows his engineering systems. The Orinoco is out of danger.
Well done. I'll have the envoy beamed directly to ops. Envoy Bannock, welcome to Deep Space Nine. I'm Captain Benjamin Sisko, commander of the station. May I introduce my second-in-command, Major Kira Nerys, and my science officer, Lieutenant Jadzia Dax.
Envoy Bannock. We almost lost you, Envoy. What exactly happened to you in the Orinoco?
Some ships attacked me on the far side of the wormhole.
Attacked you?
Major, go to yellow alert. Shields up, activate station defenses.
At once, Captain. Envoy Bannock, could you identify the craft that attacked you?
I'm not sure. It happened too fast.
Yeah, I certainly don't remember
The
what
Orinoco's logs,
the computer said.
if they haven't been destroyed.
Good idea. Cisco to Odo. Constable, you have the situation under control?
Yes, Captain. It won't fly anytime soon, but...
Are the ship logs intact? Lieutenant Dax would like to see them.
Yes, Captain. Did Envoy Bannock inform you his ship was attacked?
Yes, Constable. Can you confirm that?
Phased disruptors, Captain, intelligently aimed. The anti-proton residue is unmistakable. I'm sending what's left of the ship's records to you now.
Thank you, Constable. Cisco out. Envoy, this attack could have serious implications. Several heavily armed drone craft arrived with the aliens you and Ambassador Carrick must negotiate with. We need to be certain whether or not it was these craft that attacked the Orinoco. Please step over to join Lieutenant Dax.
So let's see, this was 1995, so that would be Season 3 of DS9? I'm guessing this was made during Season 2. Did Cisco have a beard by that point? He didn't have a beard in Season 1, maybe he did in Season 2.
Which aliens are these, Captain?
Pardon me, Envoy. Of course you haven't been briefed. The aliens call themselves the Scythians. It's a first contact situation. Ambassador Carrick can tell you more about them.
Captain, is Ambassador Carrick here on the station?
Yes, he's in his quarters, anxiously anticipating your arrival. I believe he needs assistance with the aliens.
Now I'll join Dax. Thanks, Captain.
It always bugs me when games like this don't have subtitles, because they obviously have, like, the ability to put text on screen, because the dialogue options are text, but they, like, just had subtitles.
Lieutenant?
Yes, could you come around and have a look at this?
Of course.
Oh, I have to actually move. Wait. Ow.
Lieutenant, you have something to show me?
Yes, Envoy. This is the playback of the station log.
Tell me about that large ship.
That's the vessel that brought the Scythian delegation to Deep Space Nine. The ship itself carries no weapons of any sort.
No weapons at all? That's unusual.
It's possible the small ships, the drones, act as bodyguards. They followed the Scythian ship here and then began to circle the station.
And more of them keep appearing. Quite a little entourage.
Those small ships look familiar.
Do they look like the craft that attacked the Orinoco?
I'm sorry, I can't be sure.
Not to worry, Envoy. We'll check your ship logs now. This is the log we retrieved from your ship's computer. Parts of the records are damaged.
Evasive maneuvers. Damage report.
Now, why does Starfleet
1-0.
use radio? Because that's obviously radio
I'm beginning
static.
an analysis.
Let's get some answers, Lieutenant.
I don't understand. The drones here have been completely docile. They had every opportunity to strike during the evacuation.
Evacuation?
The plasma storm we had to clear. The match is positive, Captain. This drone is configured exactly the same as those now surrounding Deep Space Nine.
What caused it to attack, Lieutenant?
The Orinoco probably violated their alert zone. Their response? They attacked.
Major, contact Ambassador Carrick. We must have a serious talk with our Scythian friends. Lieutenant, analyze the drone behavior further. Why are they here?
Impossible to tell. The plasma storm...
Captain Carrick is in his room, but he doesn't respond.
Envoy, if you could go to the habitat ring and rouse the ambassador.
Captain, elevated neutrino levels. Something's coming through the wormhole.
Envoy, belay that request. Lieutenant?
It's a drone. Unmanned. Different. Sending out a signal.
Captain, the drones are responding. It's an attack formation.
Red alert. Phasers lock on. Dax, get me the Scythian ship.
Hailing.
This scene is
Captain,
amazing, because
Scythian-
we're just, like, not even looking
Our
at
sensors
Cisco
indicate
doing
your
this.
drones are taking up attack positions. What is the meaning of this?
Attack?
We will be forced to destroy the drones.
Captain, we can't lock on. The plasma storm.
Defend. Destroy.
You want us to destroy?
Hit a #1 shield.
Damn this storm. We're going to manual targeting.
Everybody take a station.
Bannock, you'll control Bank 5. Stand by.
But Envoy Bannock is a diplomat.
With a weapons proficiency rating of 8.
Major, release Bank 5 to Bannock.
The bank is on manual targeting, Bannock. Releasing phasers to your control. Now!
Wait, which is... Okay, they put me on 5 automatically. Oh god, this is actually... Okay.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Oh wow, this is actually pretty... Oh, I see what they've done.
Deck 5.
It's not an FMV, it's just a... it's a backdrop. It's an FMV backdrop with
They
simple
moved out of my
sprites
sector.
above it.
I can't
Wait,
get a
no,
visual.
maybe not.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
No, they're not simple sprites. They actually,
Captain,
like,
the drones are regrouping.
move around in 3D.
Warning. Hull breach on
That's an
level
interesting... This must be, like... This FMV must be split up in sections for us to be able to, like, manually hit them.
3. Shield at 30%.
In theory, manually hit them. Actually, I wonder how they did this.
Confinement shields up.
It was 95.
Activating Caterin force fields.
This doesn't use QuickTime, so they can't have used that kind of trickery. QuickTime had a lot of trickery when it came to
Warning.
manipulating
Shield
FMV.
Bannock,
I mean, it could
target's
be
moving into your
sprites.
sector.
Oh god. Resume? No? Load. Yes.
Captain, near reactor 4.
Yeah, this game is abandonware, pretty much. Well, technically it's not actually.
Warning.
Oh my god.
Damage on deck 5.
This is really difficult. So like, this game was actually published by Viacom, so they still have the rights to it. It wasn't licensed out to another company. So it's not abandonware.
Compensating
It's
for
just not
visual
being sold
interference.
anymore. For no good reason, actually. It's a DOS game, so they could just put it on
The drones are
DOSBox and release it on GOG and Steam. I do wonder how they did this. This is actually pretty advanced. I know it doesn't look advanced, but if you know how FMVs work...
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Captain.
Activating Caterin force
This
fields.
is super hard. And I'm guessing it's because it's very specific frames and sections of the FMV you need to hit.
Bannock, target's moving into your sector.
This is impossible.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Damage on deck 5.
Warning. Hull breach on level
Like,
3.
it's super hard to hit them.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual
That
interference.
really, I hit that, come on. I wish you could do like
The drones are
continuous
regrouping.
fire, but you can't.
Shield at 30%.
Can't even hit these small ones.
Confinement shields up. We're
You know,
taking
it would be
hits,
much
Captain.
easier to hit
Caterin
these
force
if the
field.
the camera didn't constantly move. Like, look at that. Like,
Warning. Shield failure in the
Target's moving into your sector.
this is ridiculous. I'm gonna check something real quick. I'm gonna lower the CPU cycles a little bit. Maybe it's going too fast. It just seems to be going at the same speed.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
This is the hardest thing ever. Like, you can't hit them.
Warning. Hull breach on level
They've
3.
moved out of my sector.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
Shield at 30%.
Like, it's so precise, every hit.
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Captain.
Activating Cateran force field.
Warning. Shield failure imminent.
Panic. Target's moving into your sector.
This is ridiculous. I'm fucking Steam update need to. Ah. Hold on. Steam decided to be annoying. Okay, let's try again.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Damage on deck 5.
It is just
Warning. Hull breach on level 3.
like it doesn't
Moved out of my
like
sector.
it's worse than like early light gun games. You can't hit anything.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Because they just skip past you, and like the frame rate is so low on the video that the drones only appear in so many spots before they're gone, and it's doing these very odd camera turns.
Shield at 30%.
Like maybe if it went at half speed, it would be manageable.
Activating Cateran
But-
force fields.
This is just like you can't be as fast as they are.
Warning. Shield failure imminent.
Panic.
And I'm running without frame skip, and I die on the same place every time. It's like am I missing something? Is there a puzzle? Should I not just be shooting at them blindly? None of the buttons do anything.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Like, you see, right? Like,
Damage on deck 5.
you just can't hit them. Because, like, 1 pixel.
Warning. Hull breach on
The hit only registers 1 pixel. So,
I can't get a visual.
yeah.
The plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
And the fact that I keep dying in the same place makes it feel like I'm doing something wrong, because like
Shield and
obviously I'm taking out drones differently each time. There's no consistency to this, so why do I die in this exact same spot?
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Captain.
Activating Cateran force fields.
Because they say shield failure imminent, and then they tell me that they're coming into my sector.
shield failure imminent.
Yeah.
Vanek, target's moving into your
Yeah,
sector.
and now I die. See? I can even predict when it happens. But I'm not sure why. Or rather, I'm not sure what the game expects me to be able to do with this.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Damage on deck 5.
Like, I can't hit them. I just can't. Like,
Warning. Hull breach on level
They've
3.
moved out of my sector.
I'm not running the CPU at 5%. Okay, that's crashing the game. 15%.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Even at this speed, it's impossible to
Captain,
hit them.
the drones are regrouping.
Look at that. Like, it's... You can't.
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Captain.
Shield and
Activating Cateran and force fields. Vanek, target's moving into your sector.
Under the habitat ring, bearing 111, Mark 4.
That's new.
Warning. Shield failure imminent.
Yeah, okay. So even when I lag down the CPU to make the FMV move slower, because I think the CPU, the FMV might actually have been going too fast. But even when I slow it down, it's not enough.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
And I,
Damage on deck 5.
the problem is that you also can't like fire continuously. Like after every beam, you have to actually wait until you can do the next one. Like this is the fastest I can fire.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
This is some of the worst shooting I've ever encountered in a video game. I should make it clear, by the way, I've never played this game before. I thought it would be fun to play because I like Myst clones. I didn't expect fucking impossible shooting gallery to be the first thing I encountered in a Myst clone. Oh my god, this is so hard. Like, it's not just the moving drone, it's the camera's way. You can't figure out where drones are gonna be because there's two moving factors at the same time, and they're skipping through because there's no smooth frame rate. I'm not sure this is possible. Like, this feels like the kind of thing where I'm missing something and I'm supposed to clear a puzzle.
Near reactor
I
4.
have them, Major.
Like, I can't hit them. Every time I miss them.
Warning. Hull breach on level 3.
They've moved out of my sector.
I can't even pause the game when I'm in this mode.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
The thing is, some Star Trek games are really fucking douchey when it comes to the puzzles. For example, in Star Trek
Captain, the
Borg,
drones are regrouping.
to finish a puzzle, you actually have to lose the game and become assimilated by the Borg. At one point, it's a really clever little puzzle design, because essentially you fail, you get assimilated, you get codes input into your head, then Q resets the timeline to your last checkpoint, but now you remember the code so you can clear the puzzle. But it's clever, but it's also absolutely evil, you know?
Activating Caterin force field.
Because, like, you have to fail the game to be allowed to succeed in it. And I thought maybe this was a similar puzzle, but like, what could I have done different before this? Because I'm stuck in dialogues.
Warning. Shield failure in the
Target's moving into your sector.
And the checkpoint just sends me here, so I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know, like, can I even go back? There's no earlier load thing, because autosave prior to arcade, so I'm guessing this is like an arcade section. Oh my god, does that mean that this is a recurring thing?
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Damage on deck 5.
They've moved out of my sector.
Like, either they should have had the camera not sway around, or they should have had it so that you always shoot in the middle and it's about timing those right.
Visual interference. Captain, the drones are regrouping.
Warning. Hull breach on level 3.
I have to assume that after a certain amount of hits,
Shield at 30.
we win.
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Cap. Activating Caterin force field.
Warning. Shield failure imminent.
We're dead.
Target's moving into your sector.
Yeah, same part as usual. Give me a second. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna check game facts. Because this is, like, absolutely fucking ridiculous. Arrival. Blah 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 blah. Move the mouse and aim left click to shoot. There's no tips or anything at all. It just says that if it's too hard, you should lower the difficulty. But, like, really? That's the best you got? Right click to fire photon torpedoes. That's an option? Let's try that then.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Okay, no. That is not a thing.
Damage on deck 5.
Warning, hull breach on level 3.
They've moved out of my sector.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
Oh dear.
Shields at 30%. Warning, shield failure imminent.
Confinement shields up.
So that's the fastest you can die. Jesus. Okay, well, let's try again. See, there are several in this corner early on. I'm going to just start spamming here, hope that I hit some.
Damage on deck 5.
They've moved out of my sector.
God, it's so bad at actually shooting.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
Warning, hull breach on level 3.
You can hear how much I'm clicking and how little it's shooting.
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Captain.
Activating Caterin force field.
Why can't I hit that?
Warning, shield failure in the
Target's moving into your sector.
How the fuck is this possible? Like, are you kidding me? This is...
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Like, it's impossible to hit them!
Damage on deck 5.
Like, is it something to do with the emulator? Is that it? Is it DOSBox that's fucking this up?
They've moved
Somehow?
out of my sector.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Like, I'm sorry,
Captain, the
but
drones are regrouping.
I'm not this bad at aiming. Guys, like, I've played rail shooters on this very channel. I'm perfectly fine at them.
shield at 30%.
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits.
Like,
Activating
its
Caterin
problem is
force
that
field.
the camera fucking just moves away from everything, so you can never really sit still and aim. This is such a bad design. Like, I'm sorry, how the fuck? Like, I grew up on games like this. I'm a 90s kid. There's no way this was more durable on a fucking 95. Like, sort of like a Pentium 2 at best. could change its difficulty, but honestly, I feel insulted. Like, really? Your game is so badly balanced that the normal difficulty is gonna be an obstacle on the second puzzle of the game? Just wow. I'm just amazed. Like, I don't think I've ever seen them. Like, I've played some pretty bad 90s FMV games in my days, with some ridiculously complicated puzzles and shooting galleries and all sorts of things. I'm sorry. This might actually be one of the worst designed sections of an FMV game I've seen. Like, I've played Blood
I
Wings.
can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
And Blood Wings was not this finicky with its rail sections. If you haven't played Blood Wings, you're lucky, by the way. Never play Blood Wings, it's a terrible game.
Shield at 30%.
Like, I don't even know which ones I should be aiming at, because like only a few of them fire, but like some of them seem impossible to hit.
Failure imminent.
Like, it doesn't matter like how much I actually hit them, they just don't explode anyway. Like, really? All of those beams missed? I'm just... No, I need to fucking verify this. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Star Trek Deep Space 9 Harbinger. It's gotta be a long play. Here's a long play. It's 4 hours long. We almost spent an hour on the first section of it. Okay, let's see. This player is also missing all the drones. Okay. Okay, so the long play just misses them a bunch and then wins. What? Like the person was not doing it better than I am at hitting these.
Captain, near reactor 4.
I have them, Major.
Like, look at this!
Damage on deck 5.
Warning. Hull breach on level
They've
3.
moved out of my sector.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Like, you can't hit them!
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
You can't fire rapidly without just destroying your mouse, and you can't hit any of them because
Shield at 30%.
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Captain.
Activating Caterin force field.
Warning. Shield failure imminent.
moving into your sector.
Yeah, I know. God fucking damn it. Wow. Wow. I checked, and there's actually a patch for the game, an official patch made by the developers, but all it does is fix some issue called mouse sticking, and I don't think that's what we're experiencing, because, as I mentioned, in the long play where they got past this section, they were not hitting them any more than I was. They were missing most of the time.
Damage on deck 5.
Warning, hull breach on level
They've
3.
moved out of my sector.
I can't get a visual.
That's the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
Shield at 30%.
Confinement shields up.
Warning.
We're taking hits.
Shield failure.
Activating Cateran force field.
This is possibly the worst railgun section, rail shooter section I have ever experienced in a video game. Like,
Bannock, target's moving
I've
into
played
your sector.
Kinect games that were easier to handle than this. Like, fucking Fable the Journey worked better than this. I guess we're lowering the fucking difficulty, because that's the only way to beat this game.
Captain, near reactor
I
4.
have them, Major.
Damage on deck 5.
God, it just...
They've moved out of my sector.
I can't get a visual.
That's the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Imagine if this was, like... Imagine if this game had, like,
Captain, the drones are
released
regrouping.
on consoles, and you had to control this aim with like a fucking D-pad. Actually, there was another Star Trek game
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits, Captain.
that
Activating Cateran force field.
I'm doing worse than, even worse now when I'm playing on lower difficulty. But there's a Star Trek game called Star Trek Generations Into the Nexus, I think.
Bannock, target's moving into your sector.
It's for Game Boy and Game Gear.
Warning, hull breach on level 3.
Under the habitat ring, bearing 111, Mark 4.
Yeah. That game also has like really bad railgun sections. But not this bad.
Only a few left.
Only a few left. I have done worse than I did normally.
Stand down from battle.
Wait. Are you serious? Are you actually serious? Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna try it one more time. Because it means that every time I've died, it's been right before the end. And I will not accept that a worse performance from me
Major.
was suddenly enough just because I happened to play on an easier difficulty.
Damage on deck 5.
God, it won't shoot half the times I press.
Warning, hull breach on level
They've
3.
moved out of my sector.
I can't get a visual.
Dax, the plasma.
Compensating for visual interference.
Captain, the drones are regrouping.
Can you imagine how impossible this is on the higher difficulty?
Shield at 30%.
Confinement shields up. We're taking hits,
We're
Captain.
activating Caterin force
failure.
field.
Wow. Yeah, this game is just, bullshit.
One moment, Envoy. Captain, we have a ruptured bulkhead on deck 5.
Outer or inner bulkhead?
Outer. Structural damage 2.
I'll take this one, Major.
Certainly, Captain. Routing engineering control to you now.
Tell me, Envoy, your impressions of our enemy.
Well,
They were boring in from every side. No evasive tactics, no pattern attacks, no enfilade.
No self-preservation instinct.
Just attack, and to hell with surviving it.
They seem determined to destroy themselves, all right. But I thought their attack was confused.
Did their actions seem confused to you, Envoy?
I guess.
Yes, the attack seemed scattered.
Yes, scattered. They didn't concentrate their fire. It doesn't make sense.
Major, do you mean they deliberately held their fire?
When we were fighting the Cardassians, sometimes we would attack an outpost, just to test its defenses, to plan our real attack.
I'll research it, analyze the patterns of attack. I think we may be onto something.
So their
Good.
test
In
attack
the
is
meantime,
almost impossible
the
to beat.
turbolips, I'm not showing damage, but they're down all over the station. Could you?
Right away. Excuse me, Envoy.
So I wasn't gonna harp on this because it's a DOS game from 1995, restricted to 16-bit, but that section pissed me off enough that I'm going to do it anyway. The blue on Dax's uniform is wrong. It should be teal. Wait, so now what? All right. Wait, what? How do I get out of the map after I open it? Oh, escape. Okay.
Envoy, we seem to be out of danger for the moment.
Go on, Captain.
The drone attack has been repulsed, with minimal damage to Deep Space Nine. You're partly to thank for that. I was under the impression that you Tyrians don't value skills such as gunnery.
They don't.
I see. Still, Ambassador Carrick did ask for you, personally. We're out of danger, but we're still in trouble. We're cut off completely from help on Bajor, or reinforcements from Starfleet. And we're severely short-handed.
Short-handed? Why, Captain?
The station's been evacuated, Envoy, because of the storm. Plasma disruptions like this one have been known to rip ships and stations in two. Even tough old Cardassian ones.
How may I assist you, Captain?
You must help Ambassador Carrick open up lines of communication with the Scythians. We've got to determine their relationship to the drones. Are they enemies? Or are we...
Captain, the drone that fled the station attack. It was recording data the whole time. Locations of our phaser banks, shield generators, our vulnerable spots.
Permission to pursue, Captain.
Permission denied, Major. We need the Defiant. Dax, I want you to analyze these drone activities. All of them. Right now it's the only clue we have to their intentions. Major Kira, I want you to load a weapons sled onto one of the runabouts and prepare it for immediate deployment.
Right away, Captain. I'll use the Hudson. It's more maneuverable. I'll be finished here in a few minutes.
Now, Envoy, where were we?
We were talking about my assignment.
Yes. You understand the importance, don't you, Envoy? The Scythians are our best link to whoever or whatever has taken a dislike to our being here. We're depending on Ambassador Carrick to open that link. And the Ambassador is obviously depending on your help.
Where are the Scythians now?
Their ship is moored at the end of Corridor A, Docking Bay 3. Security is watching them.
Where can I find Ambassador Carrick?
His quarters are in the habitat ring, Cabin 6A. It shouldn't be hard to find. If you have any trouble, contact Odo, our Chief of Security.
What are the details, Captain?
You'd best learn the details from the Ambassador.
Odo is the shapeshifter.
Changeling is a more diplomatic term, Bannock.
I'll leave now and report to Ambassador Carrick in his quarters.
Good, Dax. See if you can restore power to the turbolift. After all he's done for us, I'd rather not force Envoy Bannock to use the stairs.
I'm trying. Envoy, I can get you as far as the promenade. You'll have to walk from there.
Thank you, Envoy. That's all.
Okay. Was that not the... it's really confusing knowing how to move in this game. Wait, what? Oh, so that's the elevator I can use.
Take me to the promenade.
Due to emergency security precautions, promenade access has been restricted. Areas currently available to access are Section 5, Levels 7 and 8. Please specify desired destination.
But I was told...
Promenade, Level 7, Section 5.
Okay. I think that's the ambassador.
Pardon me, traveler. Your face is unfamiliar. Have you newly come from the passage?
You mean the wormhole? Yes, why do you ask?
I have waited all my life for such a pilgrimage, to enter the gates of the temple. Did you, answer carefully, did you encounter the prophets on your voyage?
I didn't encounter any kind of presence in the wormhole.
So, still they have sent no sign. Perhaps they wish to see how we will face this test alone.
Are you facing some kind of trial?
Merely an expression. The prophets continually test our faith.
You're from Bajor, aren't you? Are these prophets part of the Bajoran religion?
The prophets are the very center of Bajoran spiritual life. The passage, the wormhole you traveled, contains their celestial temple. Such a tragedy that so many who pass through those gates do not perceive their sanctity. But the prophets guide us all, even those who do not yet understand their instruction. Even you, traveler.
I'm sorry, I've really got to be going.
Of course. Don't let me keep you. Our paths will cross again.
Okay. God, this is confusing.
Computer.
Where did they say that the ambassador was?
Take me to the habitat ring, section 6.
Turbolifts to the habitat ring are not currently functional. Access by main corridors only.
Ops.
Gonna hope that. Oh, Cisco's gone. And I can't talk to Dax.
Computer. Promenade, level 8, section 5.
Okay. No. Where's the stairs? Are they not here? I used them earlier. They should be here. Wait. Oh God, I'm so lost. No, that's the stairs. Okay. Whew. Okay.
Computer? Access, station directory. I need to find a location.
Accessed. State desired destination.
Where are the visitors' quarters?
Visitors' quarters are located throughout the habitat ring.
Where is everybody anyway?
Please restate your request.
Locate Ambassador Carrig.
Ambassador Carrig is located in Visitors' Quarters 6A, in the habitat ring, level 11, section 6.
Okay. How do I... Okay, I can just walk away. That's the turbo lift. How do I get to the habitat?
Jenny, I'm deducting that from your pay.
That's quarks. That's Odo.
Envoy, I thought you were on your way to meet Ambassador Carrig.
Yeah, but I'm really lost.
I ran into a Bajoran Vedic on the promenade. Wasn't the station supposed to be evacuated due to the plasma storm?
There was a problem with the Odessa, the last transport to Bajor. We had to pull them back in when their stabilizers failed. I was about to go over the passenger records.
I wondered if you could help me locate the ambassador's quarters.
Oh, I'm the security chief, Envoy, not the station information booth. Why don't you go be diplomatic somewhere else?
Jeez, sorry. How do I leave? Oh, okay. God, no. What? How do I... Oh, that's the exit. God, wait, hold on. Which way did I come from? That should be that's Quarks, I'm pretty sure, but I can't go in there. And this map is not very helpful either. Is that deck 11 for the visitors' quarters? That makes it sound like I should be... Oh. Hello.
What do you mean he... What have you done?
We did nothing. The situation had already occurred before we arrived.
All I wanted was a simple exchange. Now you've made that impossible.
Someone else must have known about the items.
The deal is off. I can't be seen talking to you.
The deal is definitely off. We're leaving at our earliest opportunity. We suggest you do the same.
Excuse me.
Quark!
Ambassador, Envoy, Bannock, you took me by surprise. I'm so glad you stopped in. I'm Quark, the owner of this establishment. What can I do for you today? A drink? A session in the holosuites?
Actually, I'm a little lost. Do you know how I can get to the habitat ring?
Habitat ring? Oh, well, that's quite a distance. Wouldn't you like a nice, refreshing drink first? Or perhaps a little holosuite diversion? Hmm?
Nothing, thanks. I've got to catch up with the ambassador.
Wait, not yet. You must be exhausted from your journey. How about a plasma storm daiquiri made with real saurian brandy? Wait! What about that drink?
Oh my god.
Wait! What about that drink?
I don't know. What does Ambassador Carrick usually order?
Carrick? Well, how should I know? I mean, he never made it to the bar. Yet.
Oh, well then...
Wait! What about that drink?
Can I seriously not leave?
No, really, thanks. I've got to be going.
Wait! Your drink, it's on the house.
On the house? Free? I thought Ferengis never gave anything away.
Where do people hear these despicable lies? Ferengi are the galaxy's most generous hosts. Ask anyone.
Yeah, ask me.
Not you. You're the help. Now, what can I get you?
I don't want a drink, all right? Look, thanks for the offer, but I've really got to go.
Wait! Aren't you with the Tyrian delegation?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just making conversation. I find the affairs of state fascinating. So many interesting opportunities arise. It is possible that my experience could be of assistance.
Sorry, Quark, I don't think the ambassador would approve. I've got to catch up with him now.
Wait!
Oh my god.
What about the holosuites? Aren't you interested?
Better not. The ambassador's waiting.
But it's a promotional offer. one free session to each plasma disturbance refugee.
This gag is getting pretty old now.
Computer, register 10 complimentary holosuite credits for customer Bannock.
Registered?
They're upstairs to the right. Take your time.
Thanks. I'll use it later. Bye.
Oh my god, I finally got free.
Hello? Still on break, then.
Mm-hmm. Looks that way. Say, what happened to you?
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you look like Miles O'Brien after a hard day in the lower core. A really hard day. Your clothes... These are flash burns? The sleeve is all ripped up. Too bad. Nice suit.
I had planned on meeting Ambassador Carrig, but I crashed my runabout.
No kidding. Well, that would explain the smudges, the rips, and the burns. Mr. Garrick is going to be happy to see you.
I wish Garrick's not in this game, or at least his actor wasn't listed.
I have a few questions about your boss.
Johnny, these glasses need to be rubbed.
Rub them yourself. I'm with a customer. An important customer. Tell me, are you important?
I'm an envoy in the Tyrian Diplomatic Corps, United Federation of Planets. I'm here to assist Ambassador Carrig.
I've met diplomats before. Working at the Dabo table, you meet everybody. You just don't spend much time with the losers, that's all. Unless they're rich.
If you want my help...
Hey! Johnny! He's frowning. Are you annoying the customers again? Leave Envoy Bannock alone. I'll be ready for inventory in just a minute.
Well, that wasn't very, helpful.
Computer. Take me to the docking ring, Section 7.
Turbolifts to the docking ring are not currently functional. Access by main corridors only.
Promenade, Level 8, Section 5.
Level 8 is closer to level 11, right? So hopefully we can find our way from here. This is incredibly complicated. Okay. Holosuite. I'm positive that Dax told me that I should go from the promenade. But I am super lost.
Computer?
Directions. Visitors'
Where are the
quarters.
visitors' quarters?
Visitors' quarters are located throughout the habitat ring.
How can I get to Habitat Ring A?
The habitat ring is the intermediate ring structure of Deep Space Nine. Turbolifts to this area are currently under repair. Access through main corridors only.
But that doesn't...
How can I get to the docking ring?
The docking ring is the outermost ring structure of Deep Space Nine. Turbolifts to this area are currently under repair. Temporary access is provided through Cargo Bay 4 off the habitat ring. Level 11, Section 6.
Okay. There wasn't another way from Quarks, right? Oh wait, we can go up here. Maybe this is helpful. Or not. I guess that's just the way to the Hollow Suite. Maybe. Yeah, that'll be the Hollow Suite. That's not where we're supposed to go. Yeah, it doesn't seem like any part of Quark's bar is gonna help us. And Odo was being grumpy, so it's not gonna help us either. This airlock, maybe? I feel like we've already been here once before and we couldn't get anywhere. Oh no, apparently we can. Oh. Or not. Wait, no, is this the habitat ring? Guess it could be.
Computer?
Oh wait, no.
Where are the visitors' quarters?
Visitors' quarters are located throughout the habitat ring.
Yeah.
What's my current location?
You are currently located in the habitat ring,
Okay.
level 11, section 6.
Great.
Turbolifts to this area are currently under repair.
Oh, sorry.
Nearest operational turbolifts are located in the lower promenade.
Okay, so... Wait. Here?
Computer? Open the door to Habitat Room 6A.
Habitat Room 6A is inhabited. Visitors are requested to utilize the entry chime to request admission from the occupant.
I've already done that. No one answered.
By disregarding the entry chime, the occupant is demonstrating a desire to remain undisturbed. Visitors are requested to respect this request.
This is an emergency. Open the door.
Access denied. Guest privacy seal has been activated.
Computer, who can authorize access to Room 6A?
Emergency access can be authorized from main security or by utilizing the current security override code.
Computer, override the seal on Visitors Quarters 6A.
Please provide security access code.
Oh, great.
Incorrect code. Security access code is required to override guest privacy seal. Access denied.
Okay, I don't suppose we can call Odo from just the, little computer monitor thing.
Computer?
Nope. So, let's go all the way back to Odo. See if he's still grumpy. Wait, this was... Wait, hold on. Where's... Wasn't it here? Oh wait, it's right there, right? Yeah.
Still can't find the ambassador?
I've just come from the ambassador's quarters. Something's wrong. He's not answering the door.
Computer, what is the location of Ambassador Carrig?
Ambassador Carrig is in Visitors Quarters 6A in Habitat Ring A.
He's still there.
He could be in dormancy. It is possible.
Computer, activate guest summons in VQ6A. Security override Delta 65 Red. Audio.
Activating.
That ought to rouse His Excellency. The Cardassians who built this station didn't take kindly to being ignored. Their guest summons could get the attention of a hibernating Tiberian sloth cat.
There is no response to the guest summons.
That's odd.
I tried to get in and check on him, but the door was sealed. Something's wrong.
You may be right. I'll check the...
Kira to security.
Odo here.
Odo, we've had an incident on level 19.
What is it, Major?
Carlton and I are working on the shield generators. We were using one of those old Cardassian particle torches, welding a cracked bulkhead. He put it down for a second, and was... gone.
Gone?
I mean gone. Vanished. And we're the only ones down here. We'd have seen anyone come through the maintenance conduit after us. Could someone have beamed it out of here?
I'll check the security logs.
It was right there.
Stay put, Major. I'll get back to you. It appears you'll have to see to the ambassador yourself, Envoy. I'm overriding the privacy seal on his quarters. The access code is Omega 738.
Omega 738.
Use it to let yourself in. I'll join you there as soon as I can.
I like how someone stealing a torch was apparently like higher priority than just making sure the ambassador is safe.
Computer? Open the door to Habitat Room 6A.
Habitat Room 6A is inhabited. Visitors are requested to utilize the entry chime to request admission from the occupant.
Computer, override the seal on Visitors Quarters 6A. Access code Omega 738.
Access granted. Habitat Room 6A is open.
Thank you, computer.
Okay, not seeing anyone. There's obviously some kind of green thing on the floor.
Carrig.
This is Carrig? Was Carrig always this shape?
Don't move. And don't touch anything. What happened here, Envoy?
It's Ambassador Carrig. He's dead.
It would appear so. It's him, all right. Unless there was another Tyrian on board. Tyrian DNA particles. Not much left of his body structure. Whoever did this wasn't taking any chances. Odo to Cisco.
Go ahead, Constable.
I'm afraid our Scythian problem is more serious than we thought, Captain. Ambassador Carrig has been murdered.
Murdered? When did this happen?
From the looks of things, I'd say hours ago. I'm running a scan on the remains now.
Talk to me, Constable. What do we know? Suspects? Witnesses? Who found the body?
Envoy Bannock. He's here with me now. The body's at least 4 hours dead, Captain. I'll have to run a level 4 scan to learn more than that. But the plasma storm...
I'm aware of the sensor problems, Constable. But if you tell me that Carrig was killed after 1900 hours yesterday...
Then we've got a murderer on board. Major Kira?
Right. All ships at dock. Security lockdowns, now.
I'll get you those answers, Captain. Odo out.
I'm very interested in finding out how he can tell it's been 4 hours when that's the remains, but...
What kind of weapon could have done this?
I'm reading considerable neutron disruption. Looks like a molecular inhibitor. Haven't seen one of these for a while. Messy, but effective.
What did it do to him?
It's a type of disruptor weapon. It inhibits the cohesion of organic molecules.
I don't understand.
A directed burst causes complex compounds to break down. The victim's cell structure just falls apart.
Wow.
Why would someone use a weapon like that?
To avoid detection, probably. The station's weapons sensors aren't configured to scan for inhibitors.
He was unarmed, on a mission of peace. Why would anyone want to kill him?
Oh, I'm sure any of the usual humanoid reasons would have sufficed. Jealousy, greed, revenge. Odo to Dax. Lieutenant, I'm feeding the tricorder readings directly into the main computer.
Got them. High levels of plasma disruption. Terrigen radiation again. That's strange.
Looks like traces of residual radiation on some of the personal effects, and a concentrated corrosive. The pad is thick with it.
Could be a data wipe.
Exactly. Someone wanted to cover their tracks. I'll route what's left of the pad data to Ops. Odo out. I'm always amazed at what humanoids consider motive for murder. You knew the Ambassador. Did he have many enemies?
He was one of the most successful diplomats in the Corps, Mr. Odo. He had rivals all over the Federation, but none of them would resort to this.
No. Diplomatic adversaries usually attack with subspace communiques, not disruptors.
I doubt any of his enemies would resort to killing him. But look at this place. Someone's torn it apart. Maybe he was killed for something he had with him.
You may be right. But what could the Ambassador have been carrying that would have been worth a man's life?
Cisco to Odo.
Odo here.
Constable, is the envoy still with you?
Yes, Captain. I believe we're through here.
Have him report to me in Ops on the double. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir. You heard the Captain, Envoy. I'll see to it that Ambassador Carrick's remains are put in stasis. I'm sure your government will want to return them to his family.
Thank you. I'm on my way to Ops.
In the meantime, watch yourself. If Carrick's death had anything to do with his mission, you may be next on the list.
Yeah. Wow. Can I actually leave? Okay, there we go. The movement in this game is very tricky. Like, it's a common issue with old first-person adventure games like this to figure out, like, the angles you're supposed to move in. Hey, look at that. Aliens that, Orc was talking to. But this game is, like, even more complicated about it than most other games like this I've played. Like, all forms of movement is confusing. Actually, scratch that. All forms of anything in this game is confusing. It's very odd. I don't know much about the developer, Stormfront Studios. I don't know if they made any other adventure games like this. But no, like, I'm thinking of like other games from the era, like the Myst games, of course, the Journeyman Project. And this is much more confusing to navigate.
Captain, Ambassador Carrick has been murdered.
Yes, Envoy. This puts us in a serious situation.
We need to talk to the Scythians, you mean? Without the Ambassador...
Envoy, to get out of this predicament, we'll need your help.
Tell me everything, please, Captain.
We don't know who killed Carrick or why. We don't know if the killer got what he wanted or is still on the station, or whether or not this incident is linked with the Scythians.
I believe the killer's still on the station.
For safety's sake, we have to assume that you're right. We have to open communications with the Scythians. They may know something about the murder. They almost certainly know something about the drone attack.
Could the drone attack have been a diversion? To distract us so that Carrick could be assassinated?
Interesting. But no. Odo established that Carrick died before the drone assault, even before you arrived at the station.
I don't think the Scythians are involved, Captain.
With the murder? Perhaps not. With the drone?
Sudden volume change?
If Carrick died before I arrived, that eliminates me as a suspect.
That fact was not lost upon us, Envoy.
Go on, Captain.
Don't lose sight of the main threat. Another, deadlier drone attack. The clock is ticking, Envoy. Now, regarding Carrick's murder.
I have security training, Captain. Anti-assassin precautions. Incident investigation, level 4. Maybe I could...
Anti-assassin training? Level 4?
Yes, sir.
Envoy, I'm somewhat,
The captain's a little surprised, Bannock, but pleased, I'm sure. Unusual pursuits for a Tyrian.
Perhaps you could be of use, Bannock. Cisco to Odo.
Odo here.
Constable, Bannock has volunteered to aid in your investigation. He has some training.
Whatever you say, Captain. He can begin by analyzing Carrick's log entries. Someone went to great trouble to obliterate them. They almost succeeded. Lieutenant Dax is trying to salvage them now.
Yes, Constable. Cisco out. You heard what Odo said. Good.
Okay,
If you
so
want to assist in security matters, you might need this. It's a standard issue Starfleet phaser, Bannock. You know how to use one, I take it?
Yes.
Good. Second, there is the matter of the Scythians.
I need to point this out. This 3D model of Cisco is very awkward. First off, the body looks too small for the head, don't you think? Like, there's something about this torso here. Like, the way it's shaped, it's all strange. Like something went wrong when they, like, put the skeleton in for animating him. It looks really bad. Doesn't even get into, like, the skin tone difference between the hands and the face, but yeah, it's odd. Okay.
I'll do what I can, Captain.
Good. I'm appointing you acting ambassador in Carrick's place. You have full authority to negotiate with the Scythians. We're counting on you, Envoy. I mean, Ambassador. I'd like you to take a look at Ambassador Carrick's last report. Lieutenant Dax will make it available to you.
I'll route it to a monitor for you.
Finally, of course, there is the matter of the drones.
Any new developments in that situation?
Yes. The drones are beginning to come through the wormhole again, Bannock. A whole new design. Lieutenant Dax can give you the details. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Now I gotta find the talking angle for Dax. There we go.
Envoy. Ambassador. Bannock, I'm sorry about what happened to Carrick.
Yes, it's a great loss for the Federation, and for Tyria.
Yes, I'm sure it is. You have something to discuss with me?
Yes, Captain Cisco mentioned something about the drones.
Yes, they're beginning to reappear. A new type of vessel, but the same pattern. One appears through the wormhole every 3 minutes or so.
These drones are configured differently?
Yes, more powerful, more phaser resistant, I think. The data is sketchy so far.
Can you put one of those on the viewer, Lieutenant?
Let's see if we have a visual yet. I doubt it. They're keeping well out of range. Dax to Carlton. Dax to Ensign Carlton. Carlton, respond. That's odd. Dax to...
Carlton here, Lieutenant.
Ensign. Have you finished modifying the sensor phase variants?
Yeah, with wideband modulation. No luck at double scan.
Don't waste time with that. Go to factor 10 and...
But the scan rate...
We can compensate with a focus sweep matrix.
Key to a metalline structure.
Right. Use latinum. It's distinctive, and certainly rare enough around here. Except at Quarks.
I'll try it, Lieutenant. Carlton out.
Well, that answers that.
When will they attack, do you think?
The big question. I can't say for sure, of course, but with a few educated guesses based on the latest data, matrixed with a calculated hunch, I'd say you have about an hour to coax some helpful facts out of our Scythian friends.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Okay, so how do I look at my...
Transmission from Ambassador Carrick, Tyrian Diplomatic Corps, United Federation of Planets, to Captain Benjamin Cisco, Starbase, Deep Space 9, Stardate 48975.1, copy sent, Starfleet Command. Report on first contact, new race. Present designation, Scythians.
Continue.
Humanoid, highly developed technology, self-sustaining space stations orbiting the fourth planet in the Scythian system.
Continue.
At first, the species appeared somewhat xenophobic. However, further contact proved this to be a misconception.
Continue.
As you can see, the metallic structure of the space station has a high concentration of latinum and other valuable metallic properties. This, combined with the strategic location, would make an alliance with the Scythians extremely desirable.
Continue.
Despite serious linguistic difficulties, which I will elaborate on later, I was able to communicate the existence of the wormhole, the location of DS-9, as well as an invitation to open informal talks with the Federation to this Scythian.
Continue.
Who I have concluded is, if not the Scythian leader, then the one among them who stands above others. Though this may seem a fine point of difference to you, Captain, it is in fact a crucial distinction. In addition, I have in my possession certain items which the Federation will find of great interest and potential value. I cannot elaborate on these on an open channel. However, measures will have to be taken to assure their safety.
Continue.
My business in the Gamma Quadrant will not be concluded for a week. Should the Scythians arrive before me, please extend them all courtesy, as I know you will. However, due to the linguistic difficulties previously mentioned, please also avoid all attempts at communication unless absolutely necessary.
Continue.
Carrick out. End transmission.
Okay, so first Carrick says that there are linguistical difficulties that he will elaborate on later.
Computer.
And then he gets to it and says there are linguistic difficulties, like I said earlier. That's not helpful.
Promenade, level 7, section 5.
Okay, let's see. We're going to the security office. What was that? No, seriously, what was that?
Hello? What's the matter with you? You look like you've seen a ghost. So, did Ambassador What's-His-Name demote you? For crashing that runabout, I mean.
Johnny, Ambassador Carrick is dead.
Carrick? Dead? I don't believe you.
It's true. Murdered, actually.
Murdered. But...
We don't know who did it. Odo and I are looking into it.
I see. So the killer could still be here. On the station.
Possibly. Do you have any theories about who might have killed Carrick?
No.
Someone killed him in his room. Oh, it was gruesome.
Really? Go on.
The murderer used a molecular inhibitor. It dissolved him.
Dissolved him.
I've been appointed ambassador in Carrick's place.
I see.
You hadn't heard? From Quark or anybody?
No.
Let's not talk about it anymore. Are you all right?
Yeah. Sure, I'm all right.
Look, I gotta be going. Maybe I'll see you later, Johnny.
Hold on a moment. Can I ask you something? How can you be so nonchalant about this? Look, a man is dead, on top of everything else. That's what I hate about this civilization we live in. The Alpha Quadrant, where everyone is so polite. Let's be nonchalant. Nobody wants to discuss what's really going on.
What's really going on?
Let me finish, will ya? It's like this agreement that everyone has, all right? Except I never signed it. I don't even know what it is. It's like everyone's so pleased with everything. Space stations and food replicators and a room with a view of the stars.
I'm just gonna let her finish.
People are still people, aren't they? Stubborn? They don't progress as fast as the technology would have you believe. Just maybe they've stopped progressing altogether. That's what I think. What's happened is the cannibals have learned how to use replimats. And when one of them gets tired of replicated food or can't afford yet another session in the holosuite and kills somebody, well, that's just business as usual. Take Quark, for example. Fine, upstanding businessman. He's in this murder thing up to his neck. Look, I want out of here. I want to go to the Gamma Quadrant.
What's so inviting in the Gamma Quadrant?
No bosses, lots of room. You can find a planet all your own, Bannock. Breathe air no one's ever breathed before. That probably doesn't make any sense to you.
Oh, I don't know about that. But I have more questions. How is Quark involved with this murder? You don't think he did it?
I don't know exactly, but he's scared. Not scared of being arrested. Scared of being killed.
Who does Quark think would kill him? Those aliens with the fins?
The Lycotians? Which ones? The red ones or the blue ones?
The blue ones, right?
Quark's been associating with the blue Lycotians.
Oh yes, they had some kind of shipment coming in. It was going to make them all rich, of course. You hear that a lot around the Dabo table.
I haven't seen any red Lycotians.
They were here earlier. They'd be the ones to fear, all right. Quark snubbed them in some business deal.
Tell me more about this business deal.
I don't know any more than that. But they weren't happy about it. The red Lycotians, I mean.
Tell me more about this shipment. Was it from the Gamma Quadrant?
Yeah, and it was full of latinum. Priet, one of the blue Lycotians, told me that across the Dabo table. One of the red Lycotians happened to catch the remark, and that was the last time I saw them.
What happened to those red Lycotians? Where did they go?
When the plasma storm began to rise, they booked a transport out, just like everybody else.
Who else could put Quark in fear for his life?
I don't know. Who killed Carrig? There. I've told you what I know about Quark.
Thanks, Johnny. Goodbye.
Just a moment, Mr. Diplomat. I gave you the information you wanted. Are you going to just leave me here, stranded in the Alpha Quadrant?
I'll see what I can do about getting you passage to the Gamma Quadrant, Johnny. If that's what you really want.
It's what I really want.
Thanks, Johnny. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Bannock.
God, it's really hard to get out of conversations in this game. Like, everyone else decides when you're allowed to stop a conversation. Oh, well, man of the
I
hour.
have no proof of these accusations. I demand to speak to Captain Sisko.
Oh, you will, Quark. And you can explain to him why we have a dead Federation diplomat on our hands.
What's going on here, Mr. Odo?
I'm being unjustly detained because of his prejudice against my people.
I'm not prejudiced against your people, Quark. I'm prejudiced against you. It's Ambassador now, Quark. A field promotion.
Ambassador? I had nothing to do with any killings. I've never met Ambassador Carrig.
Okay,
But you recognized me at the bar. How did you become so familiar with the Federation diplomatic staff?
I told you. I just try to keep up with the comings and goings around here. It's good for business.
Then why were you so nervous when I met you earlier? Every time I mentioned Ambassador Carrig, you jumped.
Of course I'm nervous. Do you have any idea the amount of profit that this plasma storm is costing me? The promenade is deserted, I've got a back room full of rotting low-carb beans, and some obscure Bajoran labor law has me paying my Davo girl whether anyone spins a wheel or not. Not to mention the fact that this bucket of bolts we're in could collapse at any second under the disturbance. Oh boy, you bet I'm nervous.
So you've met. How nice. What else did you notice, Ambassador?
Well, I mean, it's definitely Quark is obviously not the murderer, not just because he's a main character in DS9, but well, main character might be an exaggeration, but a recurring character in DS9. But he also doesn't have it in him to actually kill someone. Okay, let's start with.
He was talking to someone over the view screen when I came in. Someone who seemed very upset.
That? Oh, that was just a customer of mine. A disgruntled one.
How could you tell?
You told him the deal was off. He had some sort of finned crest on his head.
Sounds like one of the Lycotians. Quark, you haven't been associating with the Lycotians from the Altair group, have you? Really?
What's the Altair group?
A bunch of petty mercenaries disbanded by the authorities on Altair 7. 2 Lycotians from the group were trapped on the station when the last transport failed. Well, well, well. What bad company you've been keeping, Quark.
Look, I'm a free citizen of the Ferengi Alliance. I've had enough of your accusations. If you have any evidence against me, which you don't, arrest me. Otherwise, let me get back to my bar.
You're right. I don't have any evidence. Yet. If I did, you and your Lycotian cronies would already be behind security fields. But I will soon enough. The computer's analyzing the trace scans I took of the ambassador's quarters.
Scans?
It should be finished shortly. Once the results are compiled, we'll be able to pinpoint exactly who entered Carrick's room from their DNA pattern. Go back to your bar, and tell your Lycotian associates that it's only a matter of time before the computer finishes analyzing the genetic samples I took from Carrick's room. If there's even a molecule of Lycotian DNA, I'll have the proof I need to put them away, and hang a charge of accessory to murder around your greedy neck.
Well, I'm sure this will all be settled. I'll be on my way then.
You do that. Ambassador, have a look at this for a moment, won't you? Well, I think he got the point. If I know Quark, he's on his way to warn the Lycotians about the molecular scan.
I'd like to see what evidence you've been able to collect.
All I've got for certain right now is what the initial tricorder readings tell me. The murder weapon, the traces of Tarragon radiation, and the corrosive used on the ambassador's pad. You've spoken to Lieutenant Dax about retrieving the data?
About Carrick's pad.
A standard Federation personal access display device. Or it was, until someone flash-scorched it with metamchlorinide. So you haven't seen its contents?
No, I haven't.
So you're not interested in finding out what it was the killer wanted to destroy?
I didn't have...
Those records are our only link to Carrick's last few days. I suggest you make them a priority. I've been told you've got some training in security procedures. Interesting background, considering your origins. Tyria has an unusually low crime rate for a planet its size.
It wasn't violence on my home planet that got me interested in security training. Like you, Mr. Odo, I believe in being prepared.
Where would you like to begin?
Okay.
What'll the tricorder scans tell us?
The molecular scans record residual skin and exoskeleton cells. The computer should be able to tell us the species, even the identity, of every being that entered the ambassador's quarters in the last 48 hours.
Were you able to determine if anything had been stolen from the ambassador's quarters?
Not positively, but security records show that when Carrick boarded, he invoked diplomatic privilege.
What for exactly?
According to the officer's log, the ambassador was very insistent that we not scan a particular piece of his luggage. I have visual reference on the container, a small silver case, but it wasn't among the contents of his quarters.
Could it have been a Starfleet matter? Something he needed to hand-deliver to Captain Sisko?
If he intended to, he changed his mind, or was killed before he had the chance. Whatever was in that case, it was clearly important to him. The duty officer's log mentions that he was extremely protective of it. He insisted on carrying that case to his quarters personally. Do you have any idea what it might have contained?
He did mention something in a message to Captain Sisko about valuable items in his possession.
What kind of valuable items?
He didn't say. He was very vague, actually, as if he didn't want to talk about it on an open frequency.
If we can find out what was stolen from his room, we may be able to find out more about who killed him and why.
Okay. Let's see.
What about the way he was killed? That's got to tell us something about the murderer.
Yes, the murder weapon. Molecular inhibitors aren't your average sidearm. The only one I've ever seen belonged to a dead Caraxian who had an accident in our local tailor's shop.
Of course.
Have there been any Caraxians on the station recently?
Not since the incident in Garrick's shop. They seem to be avoiding the station, or perhaps our tailor ever since. But an inhibitor could be just as deadly in anyone's hands.
So it's a Caraxian weapon?
Not necessarily. Molecular inhibitors are used on Bajor as an ore processing device. They were one of the Cardassians' more effective tools.
Can't you just run a station scan to find the weapon?
Not effectively. It's just a device like any other. Until it's discharged, it doesn't give off any distinct signature. Unfortunately, it only discharges on contact with a victim's body.
It's only dangerous if it touches you?
But don't underestimate the threat. A Klingon Diktag can be just as deadly as a phaser in the right hands. Just how well did you know the ambassador, Mr. Bannock?
This is odd, because like I don't know anything about the ambassador, but my character probably does. So it's like,
well enough. He was a superb diplomat, Mr. Odo, but a difficult man to work with.
Difficult?
Let's just say he was very confident in his opinions, especially when others weren't.
Huh.
let's see.
Where could the Terragan radiation have come from?
It could be an effect of the plasma disturbance. Lieutenant Dax has been picking up stray traces of it since the storm set in.
Who are your suspects? You don't really think that Quark killed Carrig?
No. But I'd wager more than a spin of his Dabo wheel that he's involved somehow.
The Lycotians.
Of the beings remaining aboard the station, they're the likeliest suspects. They've certainly got the histories. Petty theft, fraud, extortion, but no record of murder. Yet.
What about the Scythians? They clearly had the most connection to the ambassador.
That's true. What was your impression of them?
I was on my way to meet with the Scythian delegation. I'll be able to give you more information after I've opened communications with them, if I can.
I'll be very interested to hear what you learned from them. I've had a guard posted at their airlock door since they docked. I doubt they could have entered the station unobserved, unless they have abilities we're unaware of.
Let's see.
Could one of the Scythians have transported himself into Carrick's quarters?
They do have transporter technology, but the station sensors would alert us if anyone beamed on or off that vessel. Unless their technology's so different it doesn't register on our sensors.
The noise of the backgrounds are interesting, because like the shadow on this pillar here, because of like the low amount of colors, it's like you can't even tell that like there's an edge here. Just goes, it's like identical all across here.
What about the crew of the station? We can't rule them out as suspects.
If the killer is still aboard this station, and until I can prove otherwise, I have to assume he is. It could be any one of us, except you. The initial scans show that the body had been decomposing for at least an hour before you docked.
What about the last transport, the one that didn't make it off the station in time?
That's where I think we'll find our answers. Let's take a look at the passenger list. There were only 5 passengers aboard, mostly people who put off leaving till the last opportunity. Lieutenant Mret was the pilot. He's monitoring shield grids. Hasn't been out of the lower core since the transport docked. Here are the passenger records. Johnny Tharon.
Oh, yeah.
She's the Dabo girl, right?
She is now, although I don't think she came here with that career in mind. I had to pull her in once on assault, but she was out the next morning. The victim didn't want to press charges.
What happened?
Apparently she had a misunderstanding with the captain of a Ferengi research vessel. Friend of Quark's, I think. Something about her fare to the Gamma Quadrant. She nearly had one of his lobes off by the time I arrived.
Who's next?
Rasmus Selin.
Oh, yeah.
Who's she?
Her.
A Vedic from Bajor's Dartenin province. She doesn't have any kind of security record, except for her official release documents from the Cardassian labor camps.
Okay, what's the next one?
Quark.
I bet he was on the last ship because he wanted to run the bar as long as possible.
Why do you think he booked passage on the very last transport out?
He's a Ferengi ambassador. That bar of his is his primary legal source of profit. He'd keep it open as long as there was one potential customer and a single strip of latinum left on the station. Besides, it probably took him hours to secure all his precious possessions.
Let's see the next one.
Kimry Renat, a Lycosian. He was a weapons expert for a second-rate criminal consortium on Altair. I've been keeping an eye on him and his partner Priyet Ning since they came on board.
That's the one I saw talking to Quark on the view screen in the bar.
That makes sense. Renat spent a small fortune in the bar, but Quark's never so much as made eye contact with him. That usually means he's disguising a covert business arrangement.
I haven't come in contact with this species before.
Lycosians divide themselves up into clans based on minor interspecies differences. Physical size, local dialects. A distinction as insignificant as skin color will set them at each other's throats.
Must be an immature culture.
These two are from southern Lycos. That blue coloring is a regional characteristic. The other clan was northern, similar but larger and with red skin. I broke up a confrontation between the two outside Quarks. After that, they studiously avoided one another. The Northerners booked passage on an earlier evacuation shuttle. That's all of them. Until we get the scans back, we can't rule any of them out. What do you know about the Ambassador's mission in the Gamma Quadrant?
So I always find it a little, I find it a little, shall we say, self-indulgent whenever Star Trek has an alien species that's like really xenophobic and racist, and then they have like the characters comment like, "Oh, that must be a uncivilized culture," because it's like we are so far away from having solved that in our society. I don't think us writing fantasy versions that are even worse at it makes us look good, you know? Okay, let's see.
Captain Sisko gave me access to his report from the Gamma Quadrant.
Did it contain anything that might help us?
The language problem thing, yeah.
He said he had difficulty communicating with the Scythians.
He's not the only one. Anything else?
It was in that message that he mentioned those valuable items I told you about.
That's right. But he didn't say what those items were.
No, he was being intentionally vague. He mentioned that the Scythians had a space station loaded with latinum.
No wonder Quark's been hovering around them like a Regulan pus fly. Did he say anything else?
That's all I remember, really. Captain Sisko can let you look at the message. You have my permission as acting ambassador.
Well, thank you, Ambassador.
When will the computer be finished analyzing the scans of the ambassador's quarters?
Not for an hour, at least. We're on emergency power, so the computer's slower than usual. Of course, it's in emergency situations that we really need the computer's speed. That's all for now. I'll keep you apprised if the situation changes.
Thank you, Constable.
And Bannock, keep your eyes open. I don't want 2 dead diplomats on my hands.
I just noticed something. This game doesn't have an inventory. If it does, I don't know how to access it. Press I and find out. No, doesn't do anything. That's interesting, because like a lot of adventure games of this kind tend to have very rigid inventory use. Okay, I can't talk to the Lycosians. Or if I can, I can't find the... Oh! Are you going to say something? Actually, let me do a save. Okay. They don't want to talk to me. Let's see. They said... Odo said that they were at the airlock, right? So that would be here. Here. God, it's so... Oh, is that not it? No, there we go. Or not. Okay, that airlock doesn't lead anywhere. That's odd. Hmm. Actually, let me talk to...
Baloshima karma bunarek pursha kahipanut dide nakava nipano dabana elda sharet.
Excuse me.
Balo bolekpa Hozoroshima kama shinarek hozorokashim haban rishe kama bilmana sharet sharet sharet.
I'm sorry?
Voices.
Are you all right?
They are here with us now.
Who's here? Who are you talking about?
All around us as if they had never left.
I don't understand.
Never shriven, never prayed over.
Look, I'm Bannock. I'm with the Tyrion delegation. Maybe I can help you. What's your name?
Names, there are so many, so many names.
Your name. What's your name? I'm Bannock.
I'm Rasmus. Vedic Rasmus of Dartanan. Of Terek Nor. It is the rising, Bannock. The spirits of Terek Nor surround us.
I'm not sure what you mean. What's the rising?
It is the moment of reckoning, when the dead must be laid to rest. Terek Nor is full of these spirits.
Terek Nor, of course, is the name of the space station before it was renamed Deep Space Nine.
What do you mean, spirits?
Borhas, the spirits of Terek Nor that can find no rest. The rising is their awakening.
Terek Nor? Isn't that an old name for this station?
Yes, the Cardassian name. Terek Nor. Terror, pain, death. The spirits remember. I must pray for them, all of them, before the dark cloud passes.
Do you mean the plasma storm?
The storm is only part of the prophecy. It is the cloud about the temple gates that heralds the coming of the Harbinger.
What exactly is the Harbinger?
A warning. The prophets tell of the Harbinger coming to cleanse the heavens. The signs are clear. The Borhas are rising. A dark cloud lies at the temple gates.
The temple gates? You mean the mouth of the wormhole?
Yes.
Okay, so now we have the name drop of the game.
This rising, it's happening now?
Yes. The veil between the dead and the living is tearing. The unconsecrated spirits call to us as they walk unseen through the same corridors they did in life.
Just exactly how will this Harbinger cleanse the heavens?
Each of us must find our own interpretation of the prophecies, Bannock. The Prophets can only show us the path to truth. We must walk there ourselves.
What makes you think this is going on?
I've heard them. Spirit voices arguing in empty corridors. Footsteps from the past. Doors opening and closing just as the prophecy foretold.
Okay.
Why would a space station be haunted?
There were thousands of us here, slaves under the Cardassians. Beaten, starved. When one of us fell under the strain, a Cardassian overseer kicked the body aside and called for a replacement. There was no time for prayer.
The Cardassians never let you pray over your dead?
It was forbidden. We are a religious people, Bannock. When we depart this life, our spirits seek solace. The solace that only the Bajoran death chant can provide. I believe it is that ritual that guides our souls to the next phase. The Borjas of Terek Nor were denied these chants, and now, at the Rising, they are doomed to walk the paths of the living.
But what if those incidents aren't supernatural? Exactly what did you see?
The Borjas have their secrets. I will keep theirs as they have kept mine.
But...
Forgive me, my prayers must continue.
Okay. Could it be that the airlock in question was in the habitat ring section? So he didn't say anything about having given me more access to the station yet. It would be this one, right? Well, that's a turbo lift, but if we go here, maybe? Cargo. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting place to navigate. Okay, so I can't reach that door. Oh, but that door doesn't go anywhere. Okay. What about? That also doesn't go anywhere. What about this one? That one leads somewhere. This gotta be it. I think. Docking ring, yes. Hello.
Ensign?
Yarrow, sir. Desma Yarrow, sir.
Desma Yarrow. This airlock leads to the Scythian ship.
Yes, sir.
Has anyone else been here? Anyone tried to talk to the Scythians?
No, just Captain Sisko and Lieutenant Dax. Quark has come around, but I tell him what Mr. Odo said.
And that was...
Arrest him on sight, Ensign. We'll figure out why later.
Open the airlock, please, Ensign.
Let's see if the Scythians have unlocked their side.
Let's see.
Welcome to Deep Space Nine. My name is Bannock. I'm with the Tyrian delegation of the United Federation of Planets. I am Ambassador now. Ambassador Bannock. Do you understand what I'm telling you? My name is Bannock. Look, if you know where the drones are coming from, tell me. Do you know why the drones are trying to destroy this station? Captain Sisko requests information about the drones. He is very concerned about them.
Destroy. Danger.
Danger? What do you mean by that?
Citadel.
Go on. Tell me more.
Citadel. Danger.
This citadel, is it in danger?
Citadel. Show danger. Silence.
Yes, show me this citadel.
Show. Rune.
Citadel. Is that where the drones come from?
Forge. Hammer. Show Citadel!
Congratulations, Ambassador. You've survived your first negotiation with the Scythians, and vented remarkably little plasma, if you know what I mean.
Did I hear right, Desma? Was the one on the right named Rune?
Yes, sir.
Dax to Yarrow. Ensign, is Bannock with you?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Tell him I could use his help up here in Ops. I finished analyzing Carrick's logs, but some anomalies persist.
Right away, Lieutenant.
Has the Ambassador opened up communications with the Scythians?
Yes, ma'am. And closed them, too.
I see. What happened?
I'll tell you all about it when I get to Ops, Lieutenant.
Good. Dax out.
I guess you'll be on your way to Ops, sir.
I'd like to hear what you think about the Scythians, Ensign. How would you try to communicate with them?
Well, I don't exactly know, I'm sure, Ambassador. They don't seem to like to talk much. But my father told me if you want to make friends, make sure the other guy does more talking than you do.
But that would mean...
You wouldn't say anything at all. Yes, sir.
Any ideas about Carrick's death, Yarrow? Who might have killed him and why?
No, sir. A seemingly meaningless crime. But I'm sure whoever did it had their reasons. They always do.
You seem skilled at putting people at their ease, Ensign. What made you decide to strap on a phaser?
Well, sir, they tell us the sign of a good security officer is she never lets a situation deteriorate to where a phaser is necessary. By the way, I noticed you've strapped one on too.
I hope my situation doesn't deteriorate, Ensign, but just in case.
Yes, diplomacy by other means. But now you better think about getting back up to Ops.
Thank you, Ensign. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Okay. God, it's... Even turning around can be tricky in this game. Wait, hold on. Was this the right way?
Warning. You are attempting to enter an emergency containment field.
Oh. This is the way. It's confusing because sometimes you move forward by pressing the middle of the screen, and sometimes you do it by pressing the top of the screen. And the game isn't always clear about which one you're supposed to do at any given moment. Let's see. I just realized that the reason Garrick isn't in this game is because they evacuated the station. They had an excuse to not include him. That's a shame, but oh well. Okay, so that was deliberate, right? That was supposed to happen, and I was supposed to notice it. It's like there's an invisible person. Like a ghost.
Ops.
That explains the earlier sound as well. Right. We need to find the Dax angle again.
Glad to see you. We have a problem.
What's the problem, Lieutenant?
It's Carrick's log entries, the ones his murderer tried to destroy. I've recovered the pad data. About 40% should be readable, but it turns out all the relevant data is scrambled.
Scrambled? You mean encoded?
Exactly. Carrick evidently used encryption on his log entries. To read them, we'll have to break his code.
It must be a difficult code to break.
In the time we've got, I think it's unsolvable. Compared to this, the Altonian brain teaser is a simple coloring job.
Maybe the station computer.
The station computer's already had its chance, Bannock. But to try all possible permutations, almost a quarter Google of them, well, we just don't have that kind of time. The problem is, to even begin, you need to select the right color. For each row, out of at least 10,000 hues.
Actually, that's not a problem.
What? You know which colors he uses. I mean used.
I'm not supposed to, but on Chimera's 10, after Carrick...
Don't tell me anything I'll have to arrest you for, Bannock. But if you somehow know the colors, you can access some of the data. There's another cipher somewhere in there, a syntactic code sequence.
Syntactic code sequence? What is that exactly?
You unlock the log entries by punching in the proper sequence on the cipher screen. It's like assembling words into a sentence. Carrick was a connoisseur of languages, wasn't he?
Yeah, he spoke about 50 languages and understood 200.
I think he makes use of that. There's a translation matrix in the cipher block. Want to take a look? Right there to your left. Just input the code colors in the correct order.
And if I do...
If the panel lights, you've got it.
Thanks, Jedzia. May I call you Jedzia?
If you like. Get busy now. Good luck, Bannock.
Okay. Hope they haven't changed. Ha! Ha ha!
Okay, so it's kind of a rainbow. Kinda not. But what is this?
Kadin. Lam. Nikto. Kochme. Armo.
I'm gonna put my headphones on a little bit better.
Kadin. Lam. Nikto. Kochme. Armo.
Oh god. One of those words was Klingon, but...
Kochme.
Oh.
Kadin. Lam. Nikto. Kochme. Armo.
I know that word. It's Tyrian for peace.
Okay.
Armo. Kadin. Kadin. Kochme.
That's Klingon.
Nikto. Lam. Armo.
So okay, there's clearly a sentence that I need to somehow put together. My first idea was "we come in peace," but that's 4 words and not 5. God, I wonder if this is one of those things we're supposed to have the manual.
Nikto.
Hold on. Oops, I didn't mean to.
Nikto.
Nikto.
Lam.
Nam.
Cardine.
Cardine.
Gourmet. Armo.
Computer. Translate.
Specify desired word.
Oh.
Cardine.
Kadin. Tarkin word meaning many.
Me?
Plum.
Translate.
Plum.
Plum. Subitic word meaning is.
Translate.
Nikto.
Nikto. Baradan word meaning arguing.
Translate.
Gourmet.
Gachme. Klingon word meaning voices.
Okay, so voices. Voices arguing.
Translate.
Is.
Completed.
Oh.
Is. Arguing. Many.
Okay, so wait. Peace is.
Voices.
Yeah,
Many.
many voices.
Arguing. Armo. Is. Many. Voices. Arguing. Warning. You have obtained access to the personal logs of Tarek. Discovered the most delicious poem. Jika. Read this epic in its original Klingon, as opposed to the abysmal translate. Accompanies the Klingon text. Brought a great clarity inherent in all artistic translations. We, the Scythians, pointed that I was not Tension's gap farther. I was beginning to feed timidity, cautious reticence, to consider contact a failure. I am no friend to personal failure, and would not like to open relationship at this late stage in my life. After several so-called talks with this so-called Confederation of Species, I begin to miss the quiet reserve of the Scythians. We talk and talk, but they have yet to deliver these supposedly valuable devices. I'm an errand boy, ambassador of interplanetary repute.
It's very hard to hear what's being said.
Content irretrievable.
Seem to light refraction technology more sophisticated than the barriers of flying field. In the wrong regarded. Notice the Confederation told refraction mantles. No, they are in my possession. Used device to slip. High security zone on Kolos 2. I'm not for certain the code is for me. I must get the right hands. Ensure that Captain Sis, the device is safe. Deep space run with transients and mercenaries. Just the summation attempt. Personal protection for that young man involved in the Chimera's incident. I don't have suspicions with a non-Tyrian and panic seems to have the skills I need. I'm within hours of deep devices are well hidden. Concerned that others know where I have. Bannock is not yet out. directly to my quarters and wait. Self at risk, at least for that is I have from this day. I'm scanning the devices. Devices do indeed create a refract the wearer. It may be only unbelievable. Deliver 7 such devices in my hands. Safekeeping. If these truly function as from some trick, be the scientific edge has even out our military ambassador piece of the Dominion's own make. Learn of Dominion science and jewels. Personal log carried. Stardate 48. Voyage through the wormhole was exhilarating. I should poem about it when I call us too. Cardassian haiku. Working on my Cardassian diligently and mastering yet another language. Decision. Heard. Warp capabilities. Probability already picked warp signals. I grew very excited. Nothing is as invigorating as first contact. Expressed my belief that the birds vis-a-vis first contact too strict. She fell under acceptable guidelines.
Content irretrievable.
I have no idea the significance of the colors used on these, but
You have obtained access to the records of Carib, first ambassador of the Tyrian Galactic Federation of Planets. Unauthorized. Immediately. Point 3. I've completed the journey through the stable wormhole. I'm en route to the rendezvous with the sent a draft of the first Federation to the
do I really need to listen to all of this? Because this is like painful to listen to.
Content irretrievable.
First contact has been some difficulty with the universal translate malfunction or linguistic incompatibility. Fortunately, my own linguistic skills to open a rudimentary dialogue. At first glance, the technology of traces of latinum in most metallic bases. Overcome my frustration. The desire to communicate is so great. I am so reticent. It's not interested in pursuing contact. Realized being enough interaction for the universe create a sufficient linguistic base. Had I stumbled upon a first contact only to be cultural xenophobia?
Can I just say, by the way, I've always hated the LCARS look. It was just this OS that's used in TNG era Star Trek shows. Because it's just so randomly designed. Like, what are the points of these lines? Why are the lines uneven on these two things? Like, they're not even in the same spots. Like, and there's no line here to match up with this line, nor here, but there is one here, and here's a line that doesn't cut into this. I hate it.
Days here grow short. Do it in the next 4 days. How can I hope to affirm they forced to leave before cementing criteria for first? And contacted by a group here in the gamma. Loose affiliation of species, hints and insinuations. Valuable merchandise. I would like to dismiss the French crew, however. Reputation for those to miss an opportunity to meet
Content irretrievable.
left the Scythians unsure of the status of our relationship. I will have time to study the linguistic accumulated during my visit. A thought has come to me to apply Ben Nga's regressive to the linguistic base. Somehow a stronger communication must be further our relationship with the Scythians. Difficulty in finding these aliens. The great mystery surrounding this so-called valuable item. I find it all rather adolescent. The Federation Ambassador Delivery Service. I believe it should be made clear. The Ambassadorial Corps provides a unique service. From me, or from the Federation. I resent the position. An object whose worth is dubious to begin with. I meet in 1 hour with the take possession of the devices. I hope their function and value will make this side trip worth. Eureka! I believe I have the root cause of the Scythians' reticence. It is not fear of contact at all. Clarity of communication. Dear to them, they value individual. Context is our overly verbose. Overwhelm them. Economy. Minimal combinations. I now look forward to contact where I will be into use. Force the data has been relocated to the person.
Okay. So they speak with minimal words, with minimal context that can be derived from them. Interesting enough.
Bannock, you managed to access Carrick's logs. Congratulations. Dax to Cisco.
Go ahead, Lieutenant.
All logs are open, Captain. Bannock cracked both ciphers.
Well done. My compliments to the Ambassador. Dax, the Major and I have been discussing...
I'm advocating a preemptive strike on the drones.
Strike? When?
As soon as possible. Right now.
The Major feels that we should attack the drones now, before their numbers become unmanageable. Is the Ambassador there?
Bannock here, Captain.
A report, please, Ambassador, on your progress with the Scythians.
Limited success only, Captain. But I've found something in Ambassador Carrick's logs that might help. He said that the Scythians value individual words and economy of language. I'm going to try that approach. Try not to overwhelm them with words.
Economy of language. Let's hope that helps. What have you learned so far?
One of them mentioned Citadel. It's a place. I don't know where.
Go on.
One Scythian indicated he'd like to show Citadel to us.
It's clear you need to talk again with the Scythians and learn more. Perhaps what's left of Ambassador Carrick's logs will be of help. Cisco to Yarrow.
Yarrow here, Captain.
Ensign, are the Scythians available for negotiations? Ambassador Bannock.
Negative, sir. That is, they're not in the airlock. Captain, we have a malfunctioning airlock door here.
What do you mean?
The approach door, sir. It keeps opening and closing by itself.
Report it to engineering, Ensign. And if the Scythians show themselves, alert the Ambassador immediately.
Yes, sir. Yarrow out.
Benjamin, Bannock hasn't had a chance to...
Captain, the drones. We need to act.
That's enough! Major, you want to calmly tell Bannock and Dax your proposed plan of action?
Yes, sir. Look, the drones come here one at a time. When they're all here, they'll all attack. Why wait for that? Let's take the runabout, clean up the drones around the station, then follow the drones back to their source, destroying them one by one.
You understand what she's proposing, Ambassador?
So you think we should begin to fight this war on our initiative, not theirs?
Exactly. Make them wonder what will happen next.
You're saying that if we attack now, we can fight them one by one?
Infinitely better than tackling them all at once, yes.
Thank you, Major.
Dax, I take it you don't agree with Major Kira's plan?
No. We'll win the battle but lose the war. These second-wave drones are phaser-resistant. To defeat them, we'll have to use the photon torpedoes. Once we do, we'll see a new, deadlier drone appear. It's this third wave of drones that we must fear. And the sooner we attack any drone, the sooner this final wave will be upon us. If it arrives before the Defiant returns, we'll be out of surprises.
Bannock, you've heard the arguments. Your advice, please.
Oh shit. We actually get a choice? And I can't save? I'm gonna agree with Dax.
Captain, I hate waiting as much as the next person, but I side with Dax. Let's let the drones come to us, hope the Defiant is ahead of schedule, and prepare as best we can in the meantime.
Well-considered advice, Ambassador. No runabout mission at this time. We continue preparations for the drone attack. Dax, see if you can create a simulated mission against the drones. Get it loaded into one of Quark's holosuites.
Yes, sir.
Major, when Dax alerts you that the drone buildup is complete, you will take the Hudson. This time, we'll make sure no courier drone escapes through the wormhole.
Yes, Captain.
Bannock, our best chance of survival depends on better understanding our enemy and our potential friends. Please consider your negotiations with the Scythians as a matter of the highest importance.
I understand.
Good. Cisco out.
Thanks for taking my side, Ambassador. We made the right decision, I think.
Jedzia, Kerrig's logs. There's a lot of static.
Bannock, if you saw what metachlorinide does to equipment, almost everything has been corroded away.
I was wondering if you could help me listen to the logs, maybe decipher some of the trickier parts.
All right. Which ones in particular?
Some of the logs mention devices of some sort. Something valuable.
Valuable enough to kill for?
That's what I wondered, too. There's one here called Clarity. Something about a breakthrough with the Scythians.
Sounds like exactly what you need. Let's hear it.
Eureka!
Oh God.
I believe I have found the root cause of the Scythians' reticence. It is not fear of contact at all. Clarity of communication. Dear to them, they value individual. Context is our overly verbose. Overwhelm them. Economy. Minimal combinations. I now look forward to contact when I will be into use.
Our overly verbose something or other overwhelm them. I think he's saying we use too many words.
Clarity. Economy.
Try that next time you talk to the Scythians. Talk like they do. One word. The right word.
In one of his personal logs, he talks about something called refraction mantles.
Refraction mantle. Did he explain what it was?
He also talked about getting a hold of 7 very valuable devices. If those devices were the refraction mantles...
I think you better tell Odo about this. It sounds like you may have uncovered a motive for murder.
He tucked some tricorder scan data into his personal logs.
I'm going to download these scans into the station computer, Bannock. Maybe it can make some sense of all of this.
That's all for now, Lieutenant. Thanks.
Alright, and we're off to Odo.
Computer. Promenade, level 7, section 5.
There it is again. There are ghosts on this station. There we go. Oh, is Odo not here? Is he at Quark's? No. Okay.
Ambassador. We're still having a little...
Carlton Akira. Major, I've got the primary shaft couplings realigned now. You want to try it again?
Affirmative. Where can I take you, Ambassador?
Nowhere.
The lower promenade, please.
Computer, maintenance override 771. Promenade, level 7, section 5. Damn! Kira to Carlton. It's still failing in section 12.
I see it. Hang on.
I'm sorry, Ambassador. This should only take a minute. It's these old Cardassian systems. Once they're down, you have to drag them, kicking and screaming, back online. Has there been any word?
The Scythians, you mean?
Yes. What have they told you about those drones?
They talked about a citadel. I think one of them wanted to show me where it was.
On a star chart or something?
I couldn't find out. Their leader shut the door on me.
So much for Scythian diplomacy. Carlton, what's going on down there?
It's a support relay on 11, Major. Looks like it was fused to the casing. I'll need the particle torch.
Well, we don't have the particle torch. No one has the particle torch. You'll have to use a hand phaser.
All right. This'll take a minute.
Is this the same torch you asked Mr. Odo about?
What damnedest thing. It just disappeared. If it was smaller, I'd think a vole dragged it off. Brian's going to be furious if we don't find that thing before he gets back.
What's a vole?
Cardassian rodents. Disgusting, hairy little vermin. The station's infested with them. Surprised you haven't seen one.
I'm sure it'll turn up.
Yes, of course. We should be...
Carlton Kira.
Kira here. Go ahead.
Sorry about the delay, Major, but melted duranium is harder than a...
Than a Cardassian's heart, I know. Ready for another try?
Yes, sir. Resetting the command buffer. Go ahead.
Keep your fingers crossed, Ambassador. Computer, maintenance override 771. Promenade, level 7, section 5. Good luck, Ambassador.
Well, okay. Yeah, I figured.
Computer. Take me to the habitat ring, section 6.
Okay, let's see.
The Federation doesn't take kindly to the murder of one of its ambassadors.
I told you we didn't murder anybody. He was already... Never mind. Priet, are you through yet? The Tyrion!
Ah! Oh my god! No. You're kidding. Oh my god, I have to do all of that over again? Okay, well, if I can skip dialogue, maybe it will go fast.
You are attempting to enter an emergency containment field.
Oh my god, that is...
Ensign?
Yarrow, sir. Desma Yarrow, sir.
No, you can't
Desmond
skip
Yarrow.
dialogue.
This airlock leads to the Scythian ship.
Yes, sir.
Well, I believe that means that it's time to stop for tonight. Jesus fucking Christ. We'll pick this up and probably finish it in another stream. I'll get back to where we were and make a save there. Wow. See you around.